it's nice to see people in the audience. There are evenings when there is nobody out there. So for whatever reason you're here, whether it's to just watch, you have concerns, you have happy things to say, whatever the reason you're here, it is nice to see you out there. Thank you.
Strike that one.
Strike it. So don't say anything.
Just don't say anything.
Okay.
Just say who's going to be first.
Perfect.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Good evening. We will call the Auburn City Council meeting for Monday, June 5th, 2023 to order. We will begin with the land acknowledgement. We would like to acknowledge the federally recognized Muckleshoot Indian tribe, the ancestral keepers of the land we are gathered on today. We thank them for their immense contributions to our state and local history, culture, economy, and identity as Washingtonians. Tonight's council meeting will be held both in person and virtually. And if you would please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. And Sean, if you will please call roll.
Deputy Mayor Jayrush.
I'm here, thank you.
Councilmember Baggett.
Here.
Councilmember Baldwin.
Here.
Councilmember Brown.
Here.
Councilmember Malinga.
Here.
Councilmember Rakes.
Here.
Councilmember Trot Manuel.
Here.
All right, we are going to go to proclamations. There are two mayor's proclamations this evening. I'm going to go over to the podium to read those. The first one is for Juneteenth, 2023, and I would ask our Chief Equity Officer, Brenda Goodson-Moore, to come and join me. Thank you, Brenda. Mayor's Proclamation. Whereas President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863, declaring the slaves in Confederate territory free, paving the way for the passing of the 13th Amendment, which formally abolished slavery in the United States. And whereas the news of the Emancipation Proclamation was delayed some 2.5 years to June 19, 1865, in Galveston, Texas, when Union General Gordon Granger read General Order Number 3, announcing the total abolishment of slavery. And whereas June 19th has a special meaning to Black Americans and is called Juneteenth, combining the words June and 19th, and has been celebrated by the Black American community for over 150 years. And whereas Juneteenth is a day to recognize the contributions and achievements that Black Americans have made in our city, state, and country, and commit to working together to ensure that equal access and opportunities towards equality continue. And whereas we acknowledge Black American freedom, contributions, and achievements within this community, past and present. And whereas during this Juneteenth event, we appreciate the Black American experience and celebrate the inclusion of all races, ethnicities, and nationalities. And now, therefore, I, Nancy Backus, Mayor of the City of Auburn, do hereby proclaim June 19th, 2023 to be Juneteenth 2023 in the City of Auburn, and urge all residents to reflect on the ongoing cause of freedom for Black Americans and reaffirm our commitment to stamp out racism within our communities and institutions in securing freedom for all. Dated this 5th day of June, 2023. Brenda? And ask if you have some words that you would like to share.
I'll share a few words. I was going to go a little bit into the history of Juneteenth, but the mayor did such a good job with that, I won't. So I just want to add to what she said and talk about the observance of the holiday, and I really want to talk about the significance of 250,000 slaves who knew that they were free, but unable to liberate themselves and had to wait for an additional 2.5 years to have that liberation. So that's very, significant. And I just want to say, as we celebrate Juneteenth and we reflect on the significance of this day, please remember that this is a celebration of pride and resilience and determination that will always be of historical and spiritual importance as we work together to realize an America who comes to terms with truth, acknowledges its mistakes, and commits to liberty and justice for all. And I'd like to invite everybody here to come celebrate Juneteenth with us on June 18th at Les Grove Park, and I hope to see you all there. So thank you.
And the next proclamation is for Pride Month, and I will ask that our Junior City Council Chair, Waylon Menzia, come up and join me. Hi, Waylon. Mayor's Proclamation. Whereas the City of Auburn is an inclusive community and recognizes the importance of equity and freedom, and whereas the month of June was designated Pride Month to honor the Stonewall Uprising on June 28, 1969, in New York City, and is generally recognized as the catalyst of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, LGBTQ+ movement. And whereas in 2016, the site of the uprising, the Stonewall Inn, Christopher Park, and the surrounding area was designated as a national monument. And whereas Washington State has led the nation in advancing the civil rights of our lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer neighbors, co-workers, friends, and family members. Whereas in 2008, the City of Auburn passed Resolution number 4345 that joined Auburn with the National League of Cities Partnership for Working Towards Inclusive Communities, a program affirming that Auburn is committed to inclusion as a fundamental aspect of our community, and that local elected officials can and should lead the way forward in making inclusiveness a priority in their cities. And whereas the City of Auburn in 2008 also began offering domestic partner benefits to its employees, and further affirming that all employees, regardless of sexual orientation, will be treated equally in the eyes of their employer. Whereas in 2017, the City of Auburn added Resolution number 5284 that reaffirms its commitment to making inclusiveness and diversity fundamental aspects of our community and affirming the value of all Auburn residents. And whereas we honor the history of the fight for equality, and we celebrate and take pride in our commitment to being a community that is safe and welcoming, where all people can feel safe and live without fear of prejudice, discrimination, violence, or hatred based on race, religion, gender identity, or sexual orientation. And now, therefore, I, Nancy Backus, Mayor of the City of Auburn, do hereby proclaim June 2023 as LGBTQIA+ Pride Month in the City of Auburn, and urge all residents to recognize the contributions made by members of the LGBTQIA+ community and to actively promote the principles of equality and constitutional and civil rights of all people. Dated this 5th day of June, 2023. Waylon, it's my honor to give the proclamation to you, and I know you have a few words that you would like to share.
Thank you. Thank you so much, and good evening, everybody. If you are out with us celebrating the raising of the pride flag out in front of City Hall today, sorry, some of this may be a little repetitive, but I'm honored to be here and queer with all of you today in the Auburn family. Pride is important to our community because it not only celebrates the uniqueness of every individual of the LGBTQIA community, but it also represents the collective love we have for each other here in the city of Auburn. Pride is necessary because somewhere there is a teenager who is scared, confused, questioning, and they think it's better to be dead than be who they are, and that is not acceptable here in the city of Auburn. I came out because I felt that love. I felt that acceptance from not only my community, but my family. Not every young person has that privilege. Not every young person can feel accepted by the people around them, and that has to change, and that's why we're here today. That's why we're celebrating today. And when we were out there, something spoke to me. When the flag was going up, my time in Boy Scouts taught me that the flag should never touch the ground, but a corner of the pride flag did touch the ground as it was going up. But that spoke to me because it reminded me that queer people like myself, we hit the ground. We hit the ground so hard sometimes, but we always rise, and we always rise further than people would have ever imagined. And allies, people who are not in our community but who are surrounding us with that love, we need you right now. Just because we are strong and unbreakable as a community of incredibly diverse people does not mean that these attacks are not hurting us every single day. And we need that love and support more than ever. So to all the queer people who are listening to me right now, especially queer kids, but our straight friends, allies, and people who are still coming around to the fact that we will be here and queer forever. Our community is better because you are here. You are valued, you are heard, but most importantly, you are loved. Happy Pride.
Thank you to Waylon and to Brenda for coming tonight. These are proclamations that are more than just words on a page. They have a lot of meaning for this community, and I hope everyone understands the importance of being inclusive, of making sure that everyone in our community not only feels welcome, but valued, and that their opinions matter. All right, we have one appointment this evening, and that is on the Planning Commission. City Council to approve the appointments of William Stewart, Aaron Vanderpool, and Lynn Walters to the Planning Commission for a 3-year term expiring December 31st, 2025. Is there a motion? Councilmember Baldwin.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve the appointments of William Stewart, Aaron Vanderpool, and Lynn Walters to the Planning Commission for a 3-year term to expire December 31st, 2025.
Thank you. Is there a second? Councilmember Brown.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would like to second that motion.
Thank you. Councilmember Baldwin.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm excited to share the talent that we have with our applicants to join our Planning Commission. William Stewart is a graduate of Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania. He lives on Lee Hill and is now retired but operates his own marketing business from home. And he's excited to serve our community because he thinks Auburn has tremendous potential and will undoubtedly be experiencing significant growth in the time to come. Aaron Vanderpool is a graduate of Gonzaga Law School. He lives in Lakeland and currently works with the Washington Law Center. He also serves on our Auburn Symphony Orchestra Board and has been long interested in public service and recently completed our City Civics Academy program, which is a great indicator for the success of that program, as well as Lynn Walters, who's a graduate of the University of Alaska. He lives on Lee Hill and is currently working with the King County as a fleet supervisor, who has moved here and, like Mr. Vanderpool, has also become a recent graduate of our Civics Academy and found the experience so fulfilling that he wants to become more involved. And so I'm very excited to introduce these individuals as new members for the Planning Commission.
Thank you. Council, are there any questions or comments? All right, hearing none. All those in favor of the appointments of William Stewart, Aaron Vanderpool, and Lynn Walters to the Planning Commission for a 3-year term expiring December 31st, 2025, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Motion carries, and we do thank William, Aaron, and Lynn for their future work. We're going to take a lot. All right. Do we have any agenda modifications this evening, Sean?
No, Your Honor.
All right. We will move to citizen input, public hearings, and correspondence. Tonight, we do have one public hearing. It's for right-of-way number VAC 22-0003. City Council to hold a public hearing in consideration of right-of-way vacation number VAC 22-0003 and see ordinance number 6905, Council, for further action on this item. Ingrid, I don't believe that there is a staff presentation this evening.
Not tonight, no. The council received a briefing from staff on this at the last study session.
Thank you. All right, Council, do you have any questions before I open the public hearing? All right. I will open the public hearing for right-of-way number VAC 22-0003. Is there anyone that would like to speak on this vacation? Is there anyone that would like to speak on the vacation of the right-of-way? Final time. All right. We will close the public hearing. And now, Council, you will be adjourning into executive session. So the City Council will adjourn into executive session per RCW 42.30.110, subset 1, subset I, to discuss litigation or legal risks of a proposed action or current practice that the agency has identified when public discussion of the litigation or legal risks is likely to result in an adverse legal or financial consequence to the agency, and this will be for 30 minutes. City Council, City Attorney Como, Special Appointed Legal Counsel Charlotte Archer, Outside Counsel Suzanne Michael, Director Martinson, and Senior City Staff Attorney Boucher will be required to attend, and there will be action following. We will now adjourn for a 30-minute recess to executive session. Good evening. We will call the Auburn City Council meeting back to order, and we will move to audience participation. This is the place on the agenda where the public is invited to speak to the City Council on any issue. The public can participate in person or submit written comments in advance. Written comments can be submitted via mail, fax, or email. All written comments must be received prior to 5 p.m. on the day of the scheduled meeting and must be 350 words or less. Please mail written comments to City of Auburn, attention Sean Campbell, City Clerk, 25 West Main Street, Auburn, Washington, 98001. Please fax written comments to attention Sean Campbell, City Clerk, at 253-804-3116, or email written comments to publiccomment@auburnwa.gov. If an individual requires an accommodation to allow for remote oral comment because of a difficulty attending a meeting of the governing body, the city requests notice of the need for accommodation by 5 p.m. on the day of the scheduled meeting. Participants can request an accommodation to be able to provide remote oral comment by contacting the city clerk's office in person, by phone at 253-931-3039, or email to publiccomment@auburnwa.gov. Sean, do we have any written comment?
Yes, Your Honor. Jane Kohler provided comments regarding proposed ordinance 6908.
Thank you. And do we have any remote comment requests tonight?
No, Your Honor.
All right. We will open with the in-person. I did pick up the sign-up sheet. I have a feeling some of the people that had signed up have left, but I am going to call names in the order that they are listed, and if anyone did not have an opportunity to sign up at the end of this list, you are more than welcome. I will ask if anyone else would like to comment. First is Rollin Kidd. Is Rollin here? All right. Nora Hirschberger. Please come forward, give your name and address for the record, and please limit comments to 3 minutes.
No, I'm just kidding. Nora Hirschberger, 112 E Street Southwest, 5 blocks that way by the Ace Hardware. Hello, all. My name is Nora Hirschberger, and I am a member of the Auburn Police Advisory Committee. I represent the Asian American community on that. I am here today to bring my concerns about the escalation of crime, particularly violent crime in the Auburn area. I believe there are many factors that have caused this increase, but 2 that I see that I think can be addressed are the understaffed police department and the lack of prevention of crime. I believe these issues go hand in hand. A department running on fumes cannot prevent crime. They can only react after crime has been committed. Obviously, not all crime can be predicted and prevented, but increased police presence and involvement within the community will give perpetrators less of a chance to commit the crime. Can't commit crimes if there's policemen out there. I am concerned with that the amount of officers needed to be fully staffed are not. Sorry, I wrote this very quickly earlier. I'm concerned that the amount of officers needed to be fully staffed are not enough and do not reflect the actual amount of crime in Auburn. On various community forums, Nextdoor, Facebook, Ring, I see people constantly warning neighbors of crimes but not reporting these crimes to police. You'll see people reporting crimes that are happening in their neighborhoods and they say, I'm not going to tell the police, they're not going to do anything anyways, they won't show up. So because of that, we don't know the percentage of crimes that are actually going unreported in our community. I looked online to try to find a better percentage of studies, of different studies done, and I've seen some places that up to 90% of violent crimes go unreported, and if that is true in this community, I hope it's not, but if it is true, I don't think we are adequately staffing police to address those issues. So, let's see. So I don't know the percentage of crimes going unreported, but unreported crimes make for bold criminals. People aren't born criminals. Most criminals start with small crimes. If small crimes are not being reported and those people are not being caught, those committing crimes will become bolder, and eventually we get this influx of crime that we are currently experiencing. I encourage the council to explore just how underreported crimes are in Auburn and adjust the hiring forecast for police department, which I know is currently understaffed as it is, but to explore the underreported crimes with the goal of preventing crimes instead of only being able to react to them. Thank you.
Thank you. David Gertson.
Good evening. My name is David Gertson. I live at 10399 318th Street here in Auburn. I'm here to speak about the Garden Avenue project. You might be familiar with this. I'm one of the 3 homeowners that the city made an agreement with the builder, and we went in and bought the house and didn't know about the agreement until we received a letter from the city of Auburn stating that we owe $21,000 for this project. The Garden Avenue project is a public works project, and at the time of the letter we received was $1.4 million. Yet 3 households will end up paying about $86,000 for this project. And according to the U.S. Bureau of Census, there's 29,000 households in Auburn. So if everyone paid for this project, it'd be about $50 per household. Yet right now, 3 households are paying approximately $86,000 for this public works project. And if we got rid of the $86,000, or with that amount of money we're paying, those 29,000 households in Auburn would pay $45 for the project. So it's not a huge savings for them, but it would be for us, at least the 3 households that have to pay for this. And even if there's only 20,000 households, it'd still be only $70 per household. Right now, 3 households paying tens of thousands of dollars for a public works project. I don't know if you can imagine receiving a bill of $21,000 in the mail and saying you got to pay it by September of this year. That's like a third of what I make per year. And after finding out more about this project, basically 2 parties made an agreement to defer the contract, and then the 3rd party ends up paying for it. That seems very unreasonable and unfair to the 3rd party. And I understand from what we've been told, it's a state law that allows this. Just because you can legally do something doesn't mean you should. And right now, the Auburn budget has about $42.5 million for public works. And I can't find the money for it, and us 3 homeowners are stuck with a huge, huge bill. As bad as it is for me, we have 1 homeowner that's paying twice as much for this. And I can't imagine how he feels right now. It's frustrating. And right now I'm thinking, like, what happened to local property taxes, local gas taxes, local sales tax? Anyway, I'm frustrated and angry about it. And that's all I got to say about that. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Sue Webb.
Hello to all. My name is Sue Webb. I live in 318th. Have you ever heard about this story? Two party to make a contract, to make a 3rd party to pay for. This is what the Auburn City exactly what they doing to my family and along other 2 neighbors bought the house from the same builder. We bought house in 2019, and our property length to our driveway we taught by the real estate person. Last year, we got the letter from the Auburn City said they are going to doing the improvement road. In fact, the city already robbing our property directly from the builder and indirectly from my family. And we take care of the grass. The city forced we pay the $21,370 for public road. If not pay, they put on tax lien. You have to pay. So we had to move the fence and the plants. We asked the attorney. Attorney said, this is our hands is tied because the city and the builder made a contract to make the builder to make the buyer to pay for the public road. And the city really like to do this. Auburn City, they really likes this, to do this without by attorney. This is why attorney said, that's why I don't like to do in the real estate attorney. So that is nothing is democracy. That's not. It's not for me, you can vote your democracy. That's not. Only one way, you have to do that. So it's worse than dictatorship, because I know that dictatorship. I'm from China, I grew up there, so I've been there for more than 30 years, and I worked in the China government, but the China, they don't doing that. Like your government city, they exactly doing to our 3 neighbors. So China never do this. So this is why we paid a last property tax. This is why property tax, yeah, last taxes, a last, this is not, you cannot make the public road to pay from the citizens, certain people to pay for that, from tax. Everybody pays a last property tax. I think people living in the Washington state, everybody pays a last, you know that. So this story we told all the people, all friends, you know, everybody shocked. And they said, oh, they do that? Can they do that? I said, of course, they do that. So you guys to use the people ignorance to cheat, take. And you know it's wrong. This is why you're so sneaky. Huh? You don't want the people to know this. The government, what you do, this is the best example, evil, cheat to the world. Your project, nothing benefits to
Ma'am, I'm
people,
going to need you
only
to
can
wrap up.
satisfy to your own
Your
negative.
3 minutes are up, ma'am. I'm going to need you to wrap up.
So you really need to do nice to people, doing the right job. So it's not for the law, there is a right. So the law there
I
is,
need you to wrap up. Your 3 minutes are up.
okay, thank you. And you said not play favorite, you do play favorite.
All right, next, Jaylene King. She's gone. Krista Butcher? Is there a Krista?
I'm Krista. I thought that was just a sign-in sheet. I was arriving a few minutes late. I apologize.
Well, thank you for being here. All right, thank you. David Shivas?
Yes, ma'am. Everything to work right here. Come on, here we go. Let's get it to work. First, good evening, greetings, Honorable Mayor, Deputy Mayor, and City Council members, staff, and city officials. Since I'm I was having technical problems, I'd like to say thank you.
I need your name and address for the
Oh, I
record.
apologize. My name is David Chivas. I live at 17 South Division Street, right across the street here. Thank you for reminding me of that. I'd like to say thank you to each and every one of you, especially Chief, you and your police department. They came over, I talked to Officer Claire. I'm going to mention these guys so you know. I think it's Officer Claire, Officer Bennett, Officer Mass, and Officer Williams. I talked to Officer Claire a while back ago to have his officers come over and talk with us at the SAG apartments, and they showed up, and it was a very, I think, positive meeting. We both had answered all of our questions. We still understand that we are short of officers in our police department. I don't know, I've talked to several different people about it. I don't know all the particulars, but I would say that if we are going to have a police department, we have to offer them the same thing that other police departments are offering them, health benefits and otherwise. I don't know if that's the reason why we don't have officers here, but I hope that you're working with the chief on that. Also, what was beautiful is your market night, your market, farmers market. First time there, got on my bike, biked over there, had a wonderful time. And I appreciate it for all the people who organized that. But I want to say thank you again for listening to my ranting from the past. I mean, I haven't stopped, I'll be back. But I believe in this, and it has to be fairness. When you guys are doing what you do to make our city better or make the city of Auburn better, complaints is not the only thing you will receive from me, but you receive from me I don't like to use the word kudos, but my propers to you, my proper respect to what you do. And I appreciate it. And you guys keep rocking, hang in there. I know it's a bumpy road, but you're coming out. I see it. I talked to a lot of people about it. So thank you. And, oh, Mayor, Madam Mayor, I was over there talking to the people on the strip there who own businesses, and they gave you 2 big thumbs up, so keep rocking. You guys take care, and thank you very much for allowing me to speak. Have a good evening.
And we would love to have, just for the record, we would love to have a fully staffed police department. We don't even have all of the positions filled that we have in the budget right now. But we will continue, and if you know anybody, I'll keep putting this out there. If you know anybody that would be a great police officer, please send them our way. We do have great benefits and really good salaries as well. So just going to continue to make that pitch. One of these days we're going to hear somebody go, I want to be one. So thank you. Is there anyone else in the audience that would like to speak tonight? Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Please come forward, give your name and address for the record, and limit comments to 3 minutes, please.
Virginia Haugen, 2503 R Street Southeast. I was going to try to be nice tonight. I'm very excited. Our girls fast pitch kids in Auburn just finished up their season, a lot of seniors leaving, and it was so exciting to watch these kids play. They were little bitty kids playing t-ball when I first saw them. Now they're graduating from high school, and they are wonderful. And thank you to the parks and for making sure our girls get to play ball in Auburn a lot. But I am so shocked. Many years ago, I heard a story about Lakeland Hills and some utility bills that were enormous, and people got a terrible shock. But it was nothing like what I just heard tonight. I don't understand how a city the size of Auburn could get involved in a contract that can destroy the livelihoods of people who live in this community. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak tonight? Anyone else that would like to speak? All right, we will move forward. We have no correspondence for council review tonight. We will move to council ad hoc committee reports. Council ad hoc committee chairs may report on the status of their ad hoc council committee's progress on assigned tasks and may give their recommendation to the city council, if any. First is Finance Ad Hoc Committee, that is chaired by Councilperson Baldwin.
Thank you, Mayor. The Council Ad Hoc Finance Committee, consisting of Councilmember Robert Baggett and myself, reviewed 3 sets of claims vouchers. For those dated May 15th, 2023, we reviewed 169 pages of claims vouchers, including 5 wire transfers, for a total of approximately $4.18 million. For those dated June 5th, 2023, we reviewed 25 pages of claims vouchers, including 5 wire transfers, for a total of approximately $3.58 million. And for those indicated as June 5th, 2023B, we reviewed 15 pages of claims vouchers with no wire transfers for a total of approximately $1.95 million. The committee also reviewed 2 sets of payroll vouchers for the period covering April 27th, 2023 to May 10th, 2023, totaling approximately $2.75 million, and for the period covering May 11th to May 31st, 2023, totaling approximately $3.06 million. All questions by the committee for the Finance Department were answered to the committee's satisfaction, and upon completion of our review, the committee recommends that council approve the vouchers.
Thank you. And next is the Mayoral Benefits and Leave Compensation Review Ad Hoc Committee, also chaired by Councilmember Baldwin.
Thank you so much. I'm pleased to present a joint statement as part of this committee report. And so let me begin by saying thank you to the Mayor, Nancy Backus, and members of the Ad Hoc Committee, Bob Baggett and Deputy Mayor James Jayaraj. To our committed staff, particularly our Council Assistant Melissa Bailey, our City Clerk Sean Campbell, our Attorney Kendra Como, and our HR Director Candace Martinson and her team. The Ad Hoc Committee has been working with this team all spring to put together a solution that we can bring forward with confidence. As a newcomer to the role of committee chair, I can tell you the journey has felt at times like sailing in tough weather. You head in one direction, and the wind changes, providing new influence, and you figure out where to make adjustments to continue forward. For our committee, we have been on a path to navigate the leave benefits for the mayoral position. At the outset, the ad hoc committee was tasked to explore the model we use in the city and determine if that would continue to be the route that we needed. It meant a lot of questions and a lot of research. It meant asking things like, is this model still working? Does this path get us where we need to be in the future? Are there things we could learn from others? We set out to observe and assess, and if needed, offer a solution to change course. After many meetings and much work, the committee brought forward its findings. The committee presented different proposal options, solicited input, and remaining always willing to adapt the plan forward. While the outcome of our work provides to new changes to our city code, I would like to be clear that changing direction does not mean that we do not have faith in our captain. It simply means we see potential risks ahead and that we want to make sure we are guiding the path of the ship to avoid future surprises. We have produced an approach that meets our goals in the spirit of our mission, to limit future financial exposure to the city, to bring our mayoral benefits in line with our neighboring communities, to balance our mayoral benefits with those of staff and directors, to ensure that the city had appropriate checks and balances for this unique position by moving the benefits to be managed by ordinance. Since our last meeting, we have worked with the mayor to prepare proposed ordinance number 6907C, which the committee and the mayor jointly bring forward for council's consideration this evening. We jointly agree this version of the legislation accomplishes our shared goals. This ordinance modifies accrual rates for vacation and sick leave moving forward to set them at a reasonable rate for this mayor, as well as for future mayors based on longevity of service as mayor. It also provides Mayor Backus with a payout of unused vacation leave and unused sick leave she accrues between now and the end of her current term, and compensates this mayor for the leave she has accrued to date, payable at the end of her term, but at her current rate of pay. To summarize these changes to the version of the ordinance presented at the May 22nd study session, the following updates were drafted as Ordinance 6907C to facilitate a transparent amendment process. Ordinance 6907C amends the previous version of the ordinance, Ordinance 6907B, by setting the mayor's vacation accrual rate moving forward at 7 hours per pay period, up to a cap of 364 hours, consistent with the average of the rates afforded to the directors she supervises, and allowing the mayor to cash out 100% of her sick leave accrued between now and the end of her term. The committee and the mayor believe we have found a new way forward in the updated approach set out in Ordinance 6907C and urge the council's support. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we will move to the consent agenda. Are you going to hand it out now? Okay, we're not at that point on the agenda yet, but all right. All right, we will move to the consent agenda. All matters listed on the consent agenda are considered by the City Council to be routine and will be enacted by one motion in the form listed. Is there a motion? Deputy Mayor Jayraj.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to move on the consent agenda. Approve.
Move to approve? All right.
Yep.
Is there a second? Councilmember Baggett.
I'll second that, Your Honor.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Jayraj.
Thank you, Mayor. Minutes of April 22nd, 2023, May 8th, 2023, and May 22nd, 2023, City Council Study Session Meeting. Minutes of May 1st, 2023, Regular City Council Meeting. Minutes of May 18th, 2023, and May 19th, 2023, Special City Council Meeting. Claims and payroll vouchers as described by Finance Chair Kate Baldwin and recommended by the Finance Committee. Setting the date for a public hearing for the 2024-2029 Transportation Improvement Program. City Council to set a date for public hearing for the 2024 and 2029 Transportation Improvement Plan. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Are there any questions from Council? Any items that you wish to remove for separate consideration? All right. All those in favor of the approval of the consent agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Consent agenda passes. We have no unfinished business. We have no new business that I've been made aware of. So we will move to ordinances. Ordinance number 6902, an ordinance relating to building codes and amending chapter 15.08A, sections 1507.010, 1507.020, 1507.030, 1507.040, 1507.080, 1507.090, 1507.100, 1507.140, 1507.150, 1520.010, 1520.030, 1520.050, 1532.010, 1532.050, 1536A.011, 1536A.091, 1574.040, and 1574.050, repealing chapters 1504, 1506, and 1548 of the Auburn City Code. And no, I will not repeat that. Is there anyone, is there a motion to approve? Councilmember Brown. Thank you. Is there a second? Councilmember Trout Manuel.
I'll second that, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Brown.
I would encourage adoption of this ordinance, 6902, as it amends the Title 15 of the Auburn City Code to adopt.
Mike, please.
Thank you. Let's see here. I'll start where the mayor left off. Title 15 of the Auburn City Code to adopt the 2021 building and related construction codes, along with local amendments to prepare Auburn City Code for the effective date of July 1, 2023 of the updated Washington State Building Code.
Thank you. Questions or comments from council? All those in favor of ordinance number 6902, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Ordinance 6902 passes. Ordinance number 6905, an ordinance vacating unopened city right-of-way located within a portion of 116th Avenue Southeast that lies north of Southeast 304th Street within the city of Auburn, Washington. Is there a motion? Is there a motion? Councilmember Brown.
Yes, and I have, I would like to move adoption of ordinance number 6905.
Thank you. Is there a second? Councilmember Malinga.
I'll second that, Your Honor.
Thank you. Councilmember Brown.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ordinance number 6905 vacates unopened right-of-way located within a portion of 116th Avenue Southeast that lies north of Southeast 304th Street, subject to conditions outlined in the ordinance.
Thank you. Questions or comments from council? All those in favor of ordinance number 6905, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say no. Ordinance 6905 passes. Ordinance number 6906, an ordinance amending section 2.08.020 of the Auburn City Code related to the purpose of the city's Independent Salary Commission. Is there a motion? Councilmember Baldwin.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to adopt ordinance number 6906.
Thank you. Is there a second? Councilmember Baggett.
I'll second that, Your Honor.
Thank you. Councilmember Baldwin.
Thank you. Ordinance 6906 provides updates to clarify the ISC's purpose, to set only the salaries of city elected officials, and to exclude non-monetary employment benefits and leave allocation decisions from the scope of the ISC. The ordinance will also establish a requirement to record the meetings of the ISC.
Thank you. Questions or comments from council? All those in favor of ordinance number 6906, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Motion passes. All right, Next is ordinance number 6907, an ordinance relating to the salary and employment benefits of the city mayor position, amending Auburn City Code sections 2.03.020, 2.63.120, and 2.63.160, and providing in a non-codified section employment benefit payment terms for the current city mayor. And council, you have received an updated ordinance from Sean, ordinance number 6907C. You've also received Exhibit A and Exhibit B. Is there a motion? Councilmember Baldwin.
Thank you, Mayor. I would move to adopt ordinance 6907C, which amends 6907B as described by the joint statement of the ad hoc committee report and is distributed by our city clerk just now.
Thank you. Are there, Councilmember Baggett?
I'll second that, Your Honor.
Thank you. Councilmember Baldwin?
Thank you. I believe I've provided detail within the joint statement.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments from council? All those in favor of ordinance number 6907-C, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no.
No.
Ordinance 6907C passes. Ordinance number 6909, an ordinance relating to restrictions and limitations of public right-of-way use and revising Chapter 10.28 of the Auburn City Code. Is there a motion? Councilmember Brown.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would like to move adoption of ordinance number 6909.
Thank you. Is there a second? Councilmember Trout Manuel.
I'll second that, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Brown.
Thank you, Your Honor. 6909, the ordinance, modifies the city code to restrict access to right-of-way areas behind the sidewalk at the southeast corner of the intersection of Auburn Way North and 30th Street Northeast. These restrictions are needed to prevent illegal dumping and other activities that inhibits maintenance and operations of city traffic systems and utilities in the area.
Thank you. Questions or comments? All those in favor of ordinance number 6909, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Ordinance 6909 passes. Moving on to resolutions. Resolution 5710, a resolution relating to Auburn Food Bank's day center and night shelter operations and authorizing the mayor to negotiate, administer, and execute an agreement with the Auburn Food Bank. Is there a motion? Councilmember Trout Manuel.
I would like council
Your microphone.
I would like council to adopt resolution number 5710.
Thank you. Is there a second? Councilmember Baldwin.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. Councilmember Trout Manuel.
This resolution 5710 is an agreement with the Auburn Food Bank to provide day center and night shelter services for City of Auburn residents experience homelessness.
Thank you. Questions or comments? All those in favor of resolution 5710, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Resolution 5710 passes. Resolution number 5716, a resolution approving the South King Housing and Homelessness 2024 work plan and 2024 operating budget. Is there a motion? Councilmember Trout Manuel.
I would like council to approve resolution number 5716.
Thank you. Is there a second? Councilmember Rakes.
I'll second that, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Trout Manuel.
Resolution number 5716, the 2024 SKHHP work plan and budget is consistent with the interlock agreement between Auburn, Berrien, Covington, Federal Way, Maple Valley, Northern Park, Renton, Des Moines, Tequila, and King County. The 2024 SKIP work plan and budget authorization, the agreement upon priorities by the SKIP, I'm going to call it
That's what we call it, a skip.
Executive Board to implement the interlock agreement by acting cooperatively to formulate housing policy and strategies that address housing stability, foster an effort to preserve and provide affordable housing by combining public fundings by the sectors. I saw your.
Oh, your microphone wasn't on.
I apologize. Sectors, resources, and supporting implementing the other local policy and programs relating to affordable housing. I
Thank you.
apologize.
All right. Questions or comments? All those in favor of resolution number 5716, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Resolution 5716 passes. Resolution 5717, a resolution authorizing the city to enter an agreement with King County Library Systems, KCLS, for city law enforcement services on KCLS property. Is there a motion? Deputy Mayor Jayaraj.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 5717.
Thank you. Is there a second? Councilmember Rakes.
I'll second that, Mayor.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Jayaraj.
Thank you, Mayor. This resolution is in regarding properties covered in this agreement have been a nuisance to city's residents, users of the library, Lesko Park, and to the homes and businesses in the neighborhood. The city has received numerous calls and complaints about the garbage, junk, overall unsightliness, and nefarious activities that transpire here. This agreement will grant APD more authority to police the properties and take necessary enforcement action. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Questions or comments? All those in favor of resolution number 5717, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Resolution 5717 passes. Resolution number 5721, a resolution amending the City Council Rules of Procedure. Is there a motion? Councilmember Baldwin.
I move to approve resolution number 5721.
Thank you. Is there a second? Councilmember Trout Manuel.
I'll second that, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Baldwin.
Thank you. Resolution number 5721 provides updates to the City Council's Rules of Procedure, incorporating three minor changes that were identified and discussed over the course of the council retreat and the previous study session.
Thank you. Questions or comments? All those in favor of resolution number 5721, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Resolution 5721 passes. All right, we have come to the end of the business portion of the meeting. We will move to council, mayor and council member reports. At this time, the mayor and city council may report on significant items associated with their appointed positions on federal, state, regional, and local organizations. We will begin with Deputy Mayor Jayaraj.
No report this evening, Mayor. Thank you.
Councilmember Malenga.
Yes, Your Honor. I was able to attend the Pet Palooza. I really enjoyed that event. And then I was able to attend the Emerald Palace renovation. They had a grand opening, and I really enjoyed that new place, and I hope that everyone comes and visits that location. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Councilmember Rakes.
Thank you, Your Honor. I also attended the ribbon cutting for Emerald Palace. I keep wanting to call it by the old name.
Imperial
Palace. Imperial Palace. But it was really fun. It was really fun, and I really like their new little restaurant they opened up in there, so everybody should try that.
Thank you. Councilmember Baggett.
No report tonight, Your Honor.
Thank you. Councilmember Trout Manuel.
Everybody's.
No, you get your time.
Minutes.
Not everybody else's.
Okay, Bill.
Well, mine is long. On the week of May 24th to the 28th, I had the honor to attend the National Leagues of Cities Hilo Summer Conference in Florida. We had local speakers from their municipality to talk to us about their city coping with the hurricanes and the tornadoes. They took us on 2 tours to their city hall where we met their planning director and their top engineer director that talked to us about how they're losing their beaches due to the hurricanes that are coming, and they're eroding the beaches and they're taking the sand to another beach. They're having issues with their storm water because they don't have any place for the water to go. They are having problems with the drainage, and it's causing a lot of flooding and everything. Then their IT director came and spoke to us about their broadband and how well it's all working even during the hardest time of their bad weather. We asked them about their 5, 10-year, 20-year plan, and they said they really don't have one because they need the plan now. They need the help now, and they have the Army of Corps of Engineers that is working on analysis to fix some of their problems. Then I ended up coming back on the 28th and immediately started working, attended on the 29th the Memorial Day ceremonies, which were with fellow of our council members. That was at the Mountain View Cemetery, which is always a pleasure to go to. We also attended the Auburn American Legion Post 78, which I really enjoy every year. Then with some of my city council and the mayor, we followed up with going to Lesgrove Park to view the Veterans Vietnam Memorial Wall, which is, everyone should go and see that because it's got both the Vietnam veterans and also our American veterans there. On the 30th, I attended the first in-person, myself attending our first in-person Sound City Association networking dinner at Renton Pavilion Event Center. And it was really nice to meet some new mayors and some new council members that are doing well in their new position. After that, on June 1st, I had my Blue Ribbon Committee meeting with Council Member Baggett, and we just touched up on our project that we had coming at our City Hall, the Healthy Bite, which was a great event. That was the following day. We had about 10 chefs. The mayor was one of them, I was one of them, and we had police officers that was there and 3 of our firefighters with other 3 new citizens from our community, not citizens, our constituents that took part of it. And it was really nice to see the 3 winners. None of us here won, but the mayor had it last time we had it, and this time we had 3 of the new constituents who won first, second, and third place. After that, then on the 3rd, we went to the South King County Scholar Athletic Breakfast at the Emerald Down, and it's always nice to attend that fundraiser because the money goes to support our regional, local, and King County athletes. And we got to meet our Auburn High School baseball team, and they were really proud to be there as well. My pocketbook kind of hurt. I got a phone call from PVR saying that there was another basket that we did not pick up that we won. I was not aware. Then on June 4th, I and my fellow council member, Larry Brown, we attended that. We thought it was the first opening of the farmers market, and it was nice that we walked around and we welcomed all of our vendors who are here, and they love and they talk very highly of a farmers market. And we had one new vendor. We asked them why did they pick the city of Auburn. They said that they did the research, they Googled our city, and they Googled and found out that our city is the #1 farmers market in the state of Washington. And I was really proud to hear that. And that is my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Brown.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I just went to several of these events. I don't need to reiterate that, but I would just comment and compliment the city for the farmers market. It really is a cool and growing event, and you know, I would encourage anybody living in Auburn or the surrounding areas to come out to that farmers market. We have great vendors, and it's a good time. Thanks.
Thank you. Councilmember Baldwin.
Thank you, Mayor. I attended, as many of my fellow members did, some of our great events, which included Pet Palooza, our Memorial Day events, as well as a ribbon cutting for Rose's Makers Market.
Thank you. All right, it has been a long meeting. I am going to forego report this evening, and we've already had our executive session. I'm not aware of any others that we need to have. We are adjourned.